Good morning. My name is Kelly Johnston, and I'm here today to do a demonstration on how to cut a classic bob. In saying that, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about our bob. So the bob is literally a style that will never go out of style. Think of people that have worn it. For example, we have Jennifer Anderson or Victoria Beckham. The bob is something that is unique. It is classic. It can be worn long or short. For today's purposes, we are really going to demonstrate a basic bob with a slightly stacked back. And it's a unique technique that I've had over the years that I would love to share with you. So to start, you will need 5 clips, your cutting comb with a fine tooth and a wide tooth end, your shears, and a water bottle. So we have started out and sectioned our mannequin into 5 different subsections. What that looks like is this. So I have already preset that up for us today. So as you can see, she has her 5 subsections, and the 5th one is the fringe. We will be starting out on our cut in the back quadrant. So what I'm going to do is take about a 1/2 inch section and drop that down. And the reason why I'm doing a 1/2 inch section is I really want to consider the density of my guest hair. So when I consider that, if I can't see through my section, I might get lost and lose my guide. So for today's demonstration, I'm doing 1/2 inch subsections within each. I am also parting the hair on a diagonal forward direction. So what that means is it is going to be shorter in the back, longer in the front. Think of putting a ball on one edge and it's going to roll forward. Our hairstyle today is going to have that illusion of rolling forward and having movement going forward. We are going to also hold our finger angle at that same position. So it's going to be a diagonal forward finger angle. This is also going to give us a beveled look. So when we think about a beveled look, I want you to consider looking at a mirror with a beveled edge. It gives an illusion of a rounded edge and smooth and polished, which in all our classic bobs we want to create that look. So we are also going to be working at a 0 elevation. And with a 0 elevation, we're not going to create too much movement until later on in the cut when we start wanting to put the graduation in there. So we're going to start out with our 0 elevation, and we're going to take our mannequin, our guest today, just below the hairline to really be able to capture that stack that's going to be in the back. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to comb with the fine teeth of our comb, cut at a 45 diagonal forward, and have our edge. The other thing that we want to consider when we're cutting hair is we want to be able to see what we're doing. So sometimes we need to raise the guests up or have them stand up because we can't really see the direction that we're going into. If we flip this hair and cut into it, what will end up happening is we're going to have a flipped or a more rounded edge, which is really going to take away from our haircut. So we want to keep it straight down and cut straight across. So I'm going to take my next subsection, have the rest of the hair out, and I can see my guide. So we can see the guide. Still at a 45. And continue. I'll do one more, and then we are going to go over to the other side and do the exact same. Again, 0 elevation, 45-degree angle. And I'm letting the hair fall in its natural falling state. So we might ask, why would we want to do that? Well, if I pull it in one direction or another, what's going to happen is it's going to take away from that beveled edge and could create indentions within our hairstyle. So we are going to move over to our next side, to the other side. Again, 1/2 of an inch subsection. And we can take a little bit from our one side that we've already previously cut. Again, using our fingers as our guide, creating our 45 or our diagonal forward. And we are to cut, and then we can match and check for balance within that. So we're going to continue doing 2 more. And for purposes today, normally we would stand behind our mannequin, but for this demonstration, so you can see what I am doing, I am actually standing off to the side. All right, so I am going to stop here, let you continue and go back into your mannequin and continue and finish the rest of the back of the head following the exact same procedure. So for this next section, now that we have completed the back, we are going to connect the sides into the back. So you want to start by taking a small triangle section, a little hair from the front, a little hair from the back, still continuing in a diagonal forward with our finger angles still at a diagonal forward. And here we want to use the wide tooth of our comb because we really don't want to create too much tension because we have to consider the ear is going to give us a little bit of a bounce. So continuing at a 0 elevation, and we cut. So we're going to drop down each one of these sections, continuing with the same thing, and then repeat on the other side. All right, so we got our sides done. We check for balance. They are measured even. So now we're going to do the fringe, and we are going to, again with the wide teeth of the comb this hair off to the side, put your finger at the edge of the eyebrow or right at the temple, and comb the hair down. And the reason why we're doing this is we don't want the hair to graduate or be shorter up front. So we want to create that balance and consistency of our haircut. And when the hair falls forward, it'll fall right into line. But if we cut it with all the facial features, that might take away from the cut that we are doing. So we're going to do the same to the other side and set up for our stack parting. Okay, so we have separated the back after we've completed, and we are going to be doing what I call a mohawk parting. So I just took the head form and took the whole center back and made a gigantic mohawk. So the reason why I'm doing this is going to be my guide for the rest of the haircut. So we are starting in the center back, and we can separate the hair. And I do have the hair clipped off because I don't want to pull from one side or the other, because that could take away and over direct the hair and leave us dysfunction or disconnections within our haircut as well. So I am going to be taking a vertical subsection going diagonally, not diagonally, a vertical subsection holding the hair out 90 degrees. And I'm trying for you to see, with a vertical finger angle, and we are going to continue creating that mohawk shape with the hair falling straight up from where its natural fall is. keeping the mohawk kind of design in here, and cut all the way through. And as we get up to the top, we might have a little bit of hair left, but we're still keeping that same shape. So what we are going to do from here is we are going to take vertical subsections and direct all the hair back to our guide and follow the same guide. And everything gets directed right back to the center back. So as soon as I see my guide, I will cut. And we're going to continue this throughout both sides, mimicking right to left. I just wanted to show you this section before I go and complete the other section. The hair is all beveled. All hair was directed back to that center part as our guide, and then cut still at our 45, which creates this beveled soft edge, which is what we are creating for our stacked bob. I'm going to complete the other side and then go into our style. So we have completed. Our style is finished. As you see, we have this beautiful stacked bob with a diagonal forward lay. The length is still in the front, and our model has a lot of volume and a beveled edge. And I just want to say thank you again for your time to sit in and listen to my demonstration, and have a great day.